If you've been wanting to sell AI solutions to local businesses but don't know where to start, watch this video in its entirety. I'm going to give you 3 AI solutions that you can sell to local businesses for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now, the reason why this is so valuable and how you can sell it for so much is because local businesses often don't have the required skills or knowledge to actually implement this into their business. They're skeptical because it hasn't been widely adopted within a certain industry, and the only thing they really try is something like ChatGPT. Now, this is where you come in. You show them the world of automating their processes, increasing efficiency and increasing productivity, and making them a lot of money with no coding skills required. There's a range of things you can offer, from website chatbots, voice agents, or even data analysis. Whatever it may be, all it takes is a little bit of time to actually learn these skills, maybe a little bit of investment, and you'll be on your way to making over $10,000 a month selling to an untapped market. Now, if you're wondering if selling to an untapped market even works, I've made thousands of dollars selling AI solutions to local businesses across dozens of industries. So it really does work. You just have to put in a little bit of effort. Local businesses often have low margins due to their inefficient business models and bottlenecks that are holding them back. And you can solve that with AI. Now, most of these business owners don't even know they struggle with these certain bottlenecks. You have to come in and you have to show them, you have to talk to their pain and how you could solve it with AI. The owner-operator model, the high volume, low price, the high churn, and the low quality are all certain problems that you can fix with AI. So if you're tired of sitting on the sidelines and you want to ride the AI wave, you understand that this is the future and you need to future-proof your business, then watch this video in its entirety. I'm going to give you 3 AI solutions that you could sell to local service businesses. And if you're a local business, then you could just copy and paste these exact solutions into your business yourself. So this is the first AI solution that I want to talk about that I'm sure you've heard many times before, but I should want to show you the proper way of actually building these out and selling them to local businesses. And they're text-based AI agents. So they're a little bit different than voice AI agents. They're text-based and they could set appointments through Instagram, SMS, or WhatsApp. They have a multi-channel presence, and this is something that is super valuable to people. Now, this is the old way of doing it. You send out an automation, and let's say somebody comes out through a certain channel, such as paid traffic. So you're running Facebook ads, and I were to opt into a certain offer, and I would get this message. This is the nurture sequence, but really, it doesn't really do anything because, number one, in my opinion, this seems like a bot. I don't really want to answer this because I'm used to getting all these spam messages. I don't want this. I want to speak to a human, right? People want to speak to people, so you don't want to send out these spam automated messages. So that's one thing that's wrong with it, and this is made through Go High Level workflows, of course. Maybe the one thing after that is what you would do after you send out that automation. If they respond or if they don't respond, you would maybe send out a ping, like a notification to your clients, so then they can follow up and they respond. But that's also super unleveraged, as we're going to see later on here. Number one, sounds like an automated text. Like I just said, they actually can't converse. So these automated texts, these Go High Level workflows are not AI. They can't have a dual conversation. They don't have that fluidity between them. It's kind of fixed, and you send that message and then you maybe send a notification to your client and they follow up themselves. They don't converse back and forth, right? And then the third thing is it requires manual labor from your client. Your client actually has to go in and then call up this person and then book in the appointment themselves instead of having an AI book it for them. Just because the automation nurtures them, they still have to go in, they still have to book the appointment, right? And that is what I like to call the smokescreen automated acquisition. And it's what most agencies sell, this unleveraged commoditized model. The smokescreen is essentially they want to claim that it's AI, but it's not. And it's not automated acquisition because it requires manual labor, right? Now, this is the new way of doing things, the new way of building text-based AI agents. I'm sure you've heard of many of these platforms before, like ManyChat, VoiceFlow, ChatGPT. Of course, you're probably familiar with that, and Make.com. This is essentially how you can build out workflows in a much better way. It has a more user-friendly experience, and I find it's a lot better. You can do a little bit more things on it. So ManyChat is something that you can use with Instagram. You can build chatbots on Instagram and you can set appointments through Instagram, which is very effective. VoiceFlow, you can build chatbots and implement them on your website, or you can deploy them on WhatsApp or anything like that as well. ChatGPT, you can build out GPTs with custom, actions or custom use cases, and then deploy those with certain platforms onto SMS, onto WhatsApp, onto your website, anything that may be. It's super valuable. Make.com, this is where you can connect Make with other platforms such as ManyChat, Chat Voice Flow or Chat GPT, and allow these platforms, these three platforms here, to have custom actions and use custom tools. So if they want to book in an appointment on your Google Calendar, then that could be done with a webhook and with Make.com. Now, these are more dedicated software, so they're more focused and they're a lot better to use. They have the deployable GPTs, they have user-friendly workflows like Make.com does, and they're also multi-channel text agents. So this one is used for Instagram. VoiceFlow can be deployed on really any platform. GPTs can be deployed on any platform, and these are just some of the platforms that offer these text-based AI agents that you can build out. There's many platforms out there and that you can use. You just have to do a little bit more research on that as well for yourself. Now, what these things can do is that they can integrate with custom tools. So like I said, Make.com and let's say a GPT, if you want to create a custom GPT for one of your clients that books appointments, you can connect this with Make.com and your Google Calendar to book that appointment right away. If you want to see a video on how you can build out a custom GPT that does that, leave a comment and leave a like down below and I might make one. It also has natural conversation, so it really does sound like a human. So if you can optimize these text-based AI agents to sound like a human, then they're super effective. And they can converse with people, so they can go back and forth, and it sounds very natural. And they also sound human, like they don't sound like a robot. You can train them with a custom knowledge base, and you can prompt them to actually sound like your client. It's really crazy, and it's really amazing that we're seeing this. And also, it requires no manual inputs. If you can set this up properly through multiple different traffic channels, such as paid acquisition or whatever that be, organic through Instagram or anything like that, there's no manual labor required. The only thing that may need to be, depending on what industry you're selling to, and they might need to hop on a sales call themselves. But if you're in an industry, let's say you're in an industry for HVAC or car detailing, you can actually book in a consultation right away and they can see the value. Your client will see the value in that right away because they didn't do anything. You or your AI agent booked in that appointment for you. And then this is what I like to call the improved text-based acquisition. It's a lot more leverage and it's a lot more valuable. Now, this is the text-based AI agents. I know it sounds a little bit complicated maybe, but if you want a video on how you can literally build out one of these for local service businesses, step-by-step process, leave a comment and leave a like, and I might make a video on making them. Now, the second local service business solution that you could sell to people is an AI appointment setter, the voice agent. So no more text-based agents like we were talking about before. Now we're gonna move into these voice agents, and these are, they're becoming a lot more popular because of how realistic they sound. Now, again, like we did before, we're gonna go to the old model. This is the old way of doing things, and this is your client. He looks very stressed out because he has to figure out on who he called, and he has to call a bunch of people. He doesn't know if it's his grandma, or if he doesn't know if it's his brother, or he doesn't know if it's his, it's a major client that wants to buy, 3 installations or anything, whatever it may be. That's just an example, but this is the manual calling. This is a lot of the manual labor, and it eventually become burnt out. And if you're selling, let's say lead generation to your clients, and they have to call their leads themselves, they're going to end up being burnt out. They're going to see no value in your service. So it's really time consuming. Number one, of course, the more calling you do, the more time consuming it's going to be. Phone calls can range from 2 to even 30 minutes, and they can go onwards from there. Low efficiency too. You're not really being super efficient because not all these calls are going to convert into leads, right? And not most of your clients. I wouldn't even say most of your clients, but some of your clients may be good at sales, but a lot of them might not be too good at sales and might not be able to convert these leads. But AI is trained by some of the best, sales reps in the industry, and is trained on scripts, and it's backed by data, so it's really effective. But most of your clients don't really know how to sell most of the time, and then of course you're going to get bad results. And if they get bad results because they can't sell, they're going to blame it on you, and of course it's all going to be your fault, and your business is going to come crumbling down. This is the unleveraged appointment setting model, the voice appointment setting model through, let's say, this works a lot better with paid acquisition. If a lead were to come in through an ad and you were to call them up, this is usually how things go with regular agencies. Now, this is the way we can implement AI voice agents with these platforms. So there's multiple different platforms out there. Same thing with the text-based AI agents. There's Air AI, there's Vappy AI. This one is a little bit more for developers if you have that experience, but it's still super, super effective. You can integrate a lot of custom softwares in this. You can have custom voices, make it sound a little bit more realistic than these other two. A Blend AI is really good as well. It uses flows to actually train a bot, so depending on an answer that the user were to give, that bot would move throughout that flow. It's super, super effective. If you want to look into that, you can look into it as well. And make.com, of course, like I said, you can use this for the text-based agents. You can connect it with any of these platforms to create custom actions and custom functions for your voice AI agents. Now, these are dedicated softwares. Once again, you have deployable agents. You can deploy these on any phone line. And let's say if you want to build it for restaurants, you want to build a customer support agent, you want to do an e-commerce customer support agent, you want to do really anything, you could do this. So, and they're low and no code. They're pretty easy to do. Maybe Vappy has a little bit more, requires maybe a little bit more experience, but Air AI, Blend AI are super, super easy to use, super user-friendly. Same thing with make.com. If you want to integrate both of them, you can find tutorials on YouTube. And if you want me to make a tutorial on how to create custom use cases, then just leave a comment down below. And they're really pay-per-use. Most of them are pay-per-use. So this will cost you maybe a couple of dollars a month to use and to test out. And then once you actually start building it and selling to clients, you can just have them pay. So let's say like you charge them for their ads, like they pay to Facebook, they just have to pay to Vappy, or they pay to Air AI or Blend AI, whatever the platform that you use. And again, they have natural conversations depending on how you prompt it, depending on how you train it. You do have to, it's not training, depending on how you prompt it. They may sound a little bit more robotic. Sometimes they sound very, very human. You just have to mess around with this. You have to give it specific use cases, specific functions, specific information so that it sounds more human than other ones. And also certain voices sound more human than others. If there's this platform out there, it's called 11 Labs, that can be connected with Vappy, and a lot of the voices on 11 Labs actually are people who just recorded their voice and have used it and implemented it into the software. And you can use their voices for your AI in Vappy. And so that's one of the natural conversations. They sound human a lot of the times. Again, if you can code it properly, you could train it properly, then it could sound like human. They also have a multi-lead presence. So this is essentially like an army of appointment setters. It's pretty insane of what you can do with this. Let's say you make a voice agent for a restaurant, an AI hostess, let's say, and this restaurant is pretty busy. They get a lot of calls all at once. This AI can handle all these calls all at once. So like a normal hostess wouldn't be able to do this. They would either put the person on hold or they wouldn't answer. This AI can talk to them literally all at once, and that's why it's super effective. And they can call a bunch of leads all at once. It's like having a whole army of appointment centers that deal with these leads in your sleep. So that's what I like to call the army of appointment setters and how it's super, super effective. So for the last one, this is something that I'm super excited for, something that I just started implementing for some of my clients, and it's data analysis or information retrieval systems. You could do this through sales call analysis and application analysis, anything like that, where they have to take information, the loads of information that they have to go through certain businesses have to go through, and they could just organize it and be able to have it at their fingertips for employees or for managers, whatever it may be. This is something that I've been building lately for one of my clients, and I've seen really, really good results for it, and it's super effective. Now, information retrieval is a fundamental need for all businesses across all sizes and all industries. It involves the process of obtaining relevant information from a large collection of data sources, and in a business context, this can include internal documentation like policies, procedures, product information, whatever it may be, but it can also include external sources. Like for one of my clients, I'm implementing an information retrieval system that scrapes an ICP so they can find out the ideal client profile. Traditionally, businesses have relied on various methods for information retrieval, like physical filing systems, like have you seen color coding systems in an office, in a filing cabinet, digital file storages, so like Google Drive or cloud storages. But these methods, they really fall short because a lot of the times there's increased difficulty in finding specific information quickly. A lot of this information, there's so much of this, especially if it's a massive $1 million business, there's going to be so much information out there, and it's going to take a lot of time to retrieve this information. There's a lot of inconsistencies in how this information is being stored and categorized. Some employees, they behave differently, and they might store and categorize this information differently than the other guy. And there's a lot of inability to connect related pieces of information across different sources. So related information like policies, so all these policies, it's difficult to group them together and to organize it in a certain way because it does take a lot of time, and it takes a lot of knowledge and skill to do this. And there's a lot of challenges in keeping information up to date, especially, once again, if you have a lot of information, keeping it up to date is super difficult, especially on policies. Now, as businesses accumulate more data, the need for efficient and accurate information retrieval systems become increasingly critical for productivity and decision making, and even customer service. Now, I want to go into this with a little bit more detail. This might sound a little bit wordy, but stick with me. AI, particularly large language models, they're connected to vector databases. If you don't know what a vector database is, essentially it's a chunking of data to group it together by similarity so that the AI could easily retrieve the information that's categorized and that's similar together. And it's revolutionizing the industry in this information retrieval systems by offering natural language processing, personalized results based on their user roles and their past queries. So if it was a CEO that was trying to retrieve the certain information, that they would have access to all of it, or if it would just be a sales manager, then they could just have access to, let's say, information on sales calls, anything it may be, that we can organize this and we can personalize it. And there's also automatic categorization and tagging of new information. So when new tagging comes in, it's categorized into different points and to different files or anything that may be. And there's also continuous learning and improvement of search results. So this AI is constantly learning and is constantly self-optimizing itself. So whether you're looking to build text-based AI agents, voice AI agents, or information retrieval systems, these systems are super, super effective because, like I said before, it's an untapped, less tech-savvy industry that you could categorize, and you could jump on the opportunity to build these AI solutions and increase productivity, increase efficiency for these business owners, and make them a lot of money while you make money as well. Now, what does the business actually get from it? Well, the business can get a lifetime of value from it. They get the chance to ride the AI wave all the way to the end, to future-proof their business. And what do you get from it? Well, you get the chance to be alongside them and to help them get to the point where they need to be. Like I said before, to charge for these solutions, it really ranges. It all depends on the amount of time you input into building these solutions for these businesses and the value that your clients see for what you're providing them. You could charge anything from hundreds to thousands of dollars for these solutions. You just have to put a little bit of time and a little bit of effort into building them. Now, if you'd like to know on how you could build out step by step one of these AI solutions and how you can market it to these local service businesses, then leave a like down below and comment what solution you would like to see in the next video, and I'll make a video about it on how you could build and sell it to people for thousands of dollars. If you're a local service business and you want any of these AI solutions done for you and built into your business that you can run internally, and you want to ride the AI wave and start making millions with AI and future-proof your business and stop sitting on the sidelines, and you want to know how I've done it for dozens of other businesses across many different industries, then click the link in the description below and book a call, and we'll see if we could potentially help you. Just to let you know that it's not a sales call, not at all. You can leave your credit card literally at home. Matter of fact, leave it in the freezer because I don't want it. It's just to see if we could potentially help you, because I find that it doesn't even work for everybody. Not everybody can have AI built into their business. So like I said, click the link in the description below, and I'll see you on the other side.